going to start with slide 1 and note that Keland Draney prepared the slides, and I didn't see a separate script, so I'll just interject my thoughts as I go through here and read through the slides. So tonight we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of amateur radio practices. First, be polite. Do always be polite, regardless of the circumstances. If not, avoid transmitting. Don't act like some sort of broadcast radio station. Your fellow amateurs will most likely not appreciate a blatant display of personal ego. Slide 3. Set a good example. Do set a good example, especially for shortwave listeners who may be thinking about becoming a ham. And don't acknowledge the presence of deliberate interference. After all, that's most likely the overall objective of the person doing the interfering. Slide 4. Be a good listener. Do be a good listener. It will help you better organize your thoughts before transmitting. And I'd recommend maybe listen with a pen and paper in your hand. Don't be excessively long-winded, especially when in a roundtable discussion and during times when band conditions are changing. Slide 5. Be considerate. Do speak clearly and slowly, especially when giving your call sign to someone you have never worked before. Don't just talk about ham radio. Most hams have many more interests. Slide 6. Do be friendly. Do promote friendship and goodwill to DX contacts. Look for ways to get to know each other rather than simply exchanging signal reports and 73s. Don't operate when you are in a bad mood. You will be that much more vulnerable to losing your temper. And I'll just mention, I came from radio background, and one of our DJs told me, always put a smile from ear to ear on your face, a big grin, and it comes through the microphone. And when you don't, that also comes through the microphone. Slide 7. Work well with the others. Do try to keep track of everyone in the QSO. Hopefully someone has assumed the role of traffic director to make sure everyone has a chance to contribute to the discussion. If not, don't hesitate to do it yourself. And don't claim or homestead any particular frequency for nets, schedules, etc. If your designated frequency is already in use, simply move up or down as necessary. In an emergency, you may find that you'll have to share frequencies with other groups because there's not enough frequencies to go around if we have a really big emergency come up. Slide 8. Who transmits next? Do make it clear at the end of each transmission which station is expected to transmit next. Try to do this even when operating Vox. Don't transmit before first determining that the frequency is clear. This includes transmitting within 3 kilohertz of other known QSOs. Slide 9. Other operating ideas. Do operate on frequencies that are in whole kilohertz. For example, 18.130 kilohertz. This alleviates ambiguity and makes it easier for everyone to be on the same frequency. Don't break into an ongoing QSO unless you can hear the majority of the participants. Slide 10. Make everyone feel welcome. Do openly praise other hams when you observe them doing something that you feel is especially deserving. For example, helping demonstrate ham radio to a group of scouts. Don't ignore someone new to a roundtable QSO. We should all do our part to make everyone feel welcome. Avoid making the discussion appear exclusive to your particular circle of friends. Slide 11. Think of others. Do always be ready to quickly and calmly respond to emergency situations. Rehearse what you would do if presented with various scenarios. Don't test your transmitter over the air. It is far better to use a dummy load. And don't cough, sneeze, or clear your throat into your microphone. Slide 12. Pausing and Vox. Do pause between transmissions. Quick keying gives the appearance that other hams are unwelcome in your QSO. Don't operate Vox except when in a QSO with 3 or less participants. It tends to foster quick keying, which may give the appearance that you don't welcome breakers. Slide 13. Respect others. Do respect the privileges of hams operating in other modes on the HF bands, including those who enjoy AM. Don't become a band policeman, quick to tell others what you feel they're doing wrong. In instances where it may be called for, always be polite and constructive. Slide 14. For ID, this is N7MSB. Try other bands and mic gain. Do make a point to try 17 and 60 meters. Good operating practices are especially prevalent on these bands. Don't turn up your microphone gain or resort to excessive speech processing in order to be heard. Such practices will most likely result in diminished audio quality and increased likelihood of interference to nearby QSOs. Slide 15. Elmer others and break. Do look for opportunities to Elmer newly licensed hams when you hear them on HF bands, or any other bands for that matter. Welcome them, solicit their questions, and give them pointers on good operating practices. Don't use the word break when wanting to join an ongoing QSO. Simply give your call sign between transmissions and reserve the use of the word break for more urgent situations. Slide 16. Keep the rules. Do remember that no one country can proclaim to be the leader of the amateur radio world. Likewise, no one country's foreign policy is any more right or wrong than that of another country. Don't operate in any fashion that is not in keeping with good amateur practice. Be certain to always comply with the provisions of Part 97 of the rules. Slide 17. Good operating practices. Do develop good operating practices. You will be doing your part in helping ensure the continuance of our long and proud tradition of self-regulation. And don't ridicule other hams or express any negative views of the overall state of amateur radio. If you don't have something positive and constructive to say, avoid saying anything at all. And slide 18. Any comments or questions about this training?
N7HTH.
Go ahead, HTH.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. I learned a lot again. There's a lot of things out there that I know I can do better. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. As I said, this was Keland's presentation. I had to look up what they meant by VOX, Vox. So I learned something today, too. Any other questions?
Kilo Mike 4, Quebec Alpha Alpha.
Go ahead, Quebec Alpha Alpha.
Yes, I'm relatively new to amateur radio. I've been working on it here for 5 years, and almost entirely on VHF, UHF, though I'm dabbling in 10 meters. I think a lot of these recommendations are based on HF work, but even so, it applies in the other bands. One thing I would like for people to think about is to please not give your call sign any faster than you could write it out by hand yourself. Because if someone is physically logging the net, it really helps if you just speak it at a speed where you yourself could write it down. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for that comment. And as you mentioned, I am writing down as you speak because it is practice for me too. And I think a lot of us do that. Any other questions tonight or comments?
Comment, KB7ITU.
Go ahead, ITU.
So yeah, along with what Paul's saying, that goes along with transmitting traffic as well, and you guys probably all remember that. You know, we've talked about it several times, you know, in our exercises and stuff like that. So when you're passing message traffic, make sure that you don't pass it any faster than you can write it. because the other station is writing it as well. So that's a good reminder, too. Thanks, Paul. KB7ITU, back to you, Marilyn.
Thanks, Steve. That's a good comment, too. Any other questions or comments?
KF7HLQ.
Go ahead, HLQ.
I was reading over some recommendations from another ham who said, especially on the VHF, UHF, to do simplex more in the center because repeaters use certain frequencies more often, and to try to avoid those for simplex. And I guess I hadn't thought of that.
I hadn't thought of that either. That's probably true. Any other comments?
KB7ITU.
Go ahead, ITU.
Sorry about that. I guess I got hogging the mic tonight. So on your simplex frequencies, that is true. Above and below is a lot of times the repeater frequencies. However, the ERC has designated simplex frequencies that is a suggestion that we use in our area. So if you get on the ERC website and look under your frequencies and just click on the little tab on the top that says UHF or VHF, it'll give you a whole list of simplex frequencies that you can use and not take a chance on stumbling over repeaters. So KB7ITU.
Thanks, ITU. That's a good update on that. Any other comments or questions? None heard. With that, I will turn the time back over to KB7ITU. Steve.